Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro every day, and it's time for midterms. I know you folks have been working hard at home, I know you've been putting in the time to practice, and now it's time to show off. What I need for you folks to do is get in the comments and tell me all of the misplays that I make in this one. I've seen some folks asking to see more of the starter decks, more of the fundamentals, red, blue, and yellow deck. And while it is fun to kind of experiment and play around with the different wacky decks, if you really want to put yourself to the test, okay, let's attempt here the gold stake win on the red deck. All right, here we've got the potential for a double tag. It doubles whatever the best skip tag that we take in the future is. And if you're playing on white stake, there's probably not a skip tag that you're going to take in the future. But if we're playing on the, any stake, once you have the red stake taking away your small blind reward, there could conceivably be some small blind skip in the future that we want to take. And then so this double tag, whichever one is going to be good in the future, then this gives us access to that. However, in the first ante here, we need to sort of get the engine online. We need to get at least a couple of scoring jokers. We need to stabilize our income and our economy here. And so this, at least in the short term, I don't suggest this, right? Here we want to make sure that we have access to these early shops, and then so we can get, like I said, get the core components before things get out of control with the scoring requirements. All right, in the first ante here, we're going for what I typically suggest, which is the high straight or high flush. And so maybe what we could do is we can go throw away the ace and the 8 here, and then we've got the 2 clubs. Already drawing into our flush. We are playing on the red deck, so remember we've got access to the extra discard, gives us extra card selection power. We can sort of dig to better hands. As far as starting conditions go, this might be the best. Riff Raff here gives us 2 common jokers. It just gives us 2 jokers, which you can sell too. And as far as like you're starting what you want, the uncommon jokers, those are the spicy ones. The uncommon ones, a lot of them giving you X mult, a lot of them being like these scaling jokers. But to sort of get the ball rolling here, the common jokers, that's where the money generators are. That's where the value generators are. And so love to see this. We've got a pair of chips jokers here if we want to go for maybe some face cards. Banner is great on the red deck. So we said Banner is a little bit weaker on the gold stake, or at least starting at the blue stake. Blue stake gives you -1 discard, but the red deck of course gives us +1 discard. So let's see what we've got here. Maybe I could go for something like maybe a jack. There's 4 jacks in the deck, or maybe it would be easier to go for a hearts flush. Whatever hand that I'm going for, I want to try to get it before using too many discards and try to get some banner value. So let's go for the flush here. Didn't immediately get there on the flush, so we're looking for 1 more heart. There we go. So that's going to be 570 if we use 2 discards and 1 face card. So maybe a configuration like 2 face cards, 2 discards would also work for the boss, get us 600 points. Though Riff Raff will probably give us some more scoring than this. The thing that we're looking for right now is maybe some, big plus mult. And, I think if we just roll, if we just, let the Riff Raff give us whatever it is going to give us and not spend our money in the shop, that's probably best I'm going to tell you that's the best thing you want to do. You know, save your money for interest, let the riffraff do its work. But I want to try maybe something a little bit more interesting than that. And so let's try, instead of this scary face, let's go half joker. Half joker gives us plus 20 mult. It requires us to play 3 or fewer cards. And so, you know, kind of, and not super obvious drawback from this. A drawback from this is that if you've got things like Odd Todd or Even Steven or the Sinful Jokers, where they give you some bonus for playing whatever the right flavor of card is, if you only play 3 cards, then you only get 3 times whatever that bonus is. And so this forcing you to play 3 or fewer cards is honestly kind of tough. Though this combination, half joker with the banner, we can play now. If I just play a high card, this gives me 20 mult, this gives me 120 chips. And so you can kind of get away with playing any hand. You can get away with playing any garbage hand. You don't have to discard looking for a flush or a straight. So I'm going to give this a try, though I will acknowledge probably the better thing to do would be to just let riffraff give us the free value. All right, here we've got Green Joker. Green Joker rewards us for not using any discards at all. So, you know, one way to read this is, okay, you play a hand, it goes +1. If you discard, it goes -1. Another way to read this is, oh, if you just never discard, this never goes down. And so this is, we have no more discards. We get +1 for every hand that we play. So for example, I can play this pair, except I can't play this pair because I have to play 5 cards. So we said this before about, you know, the bosses. There are no repeat bosses. And so if we get here, the first boss is you must play 5 cards, then forever in the future, we won't see this boss again, which means if we want to do the build where we play, you know, 3 cards, maybe we go for pairs, maybe we go for 3 of a kind, we can do it. And I think that's what I want to try to do. So for this one, would have been nice to have hearts, but even without hearts, we've got plus 120 chips. So even though this is just a pair, we are getting 120 chips, and so maybe this is worth as much as a flush would be. And then we've got, this will be +1, this is 3 mult here. And playing 2 hands, though it is not, let's say, optimal, I don't think it's the worst thing either. I would really like to play this heart, but this boss is being a jerk, to be honest. Okay. Now the question is, how long do we hold on to riffraff? Do you want to know the correct answer? Do you want to know the honest answer? Or do you want to know, you know, what do I actually do when I'm not on camera? And the answer is I hold on to it until the very end. I just love this little guy. Okay, but what's the correct thing to do? So I've said in the past, with these sort of scaling jokers, whether it's Green Joker, whether it's Ride the Bus, or even Runner, you know, don't get too attached. It's not crazy to find more powerful things later on. You know, oftentimes you find some X mult later on, or you find some Joker that you don't have to level it up. It just starts at +30 or starts at +50 sometimes. And so, okay, with the Green Joker, it's going to take a while for it to build up, and so maybe there's some consideration for selling it. Here with the Lusty Joker, you know, normally this is one of the very powerful ones, very powerful common to start with, because it gives you +20 mult, and you get to play a 5-card hand compared to Half Joker is only a 3-card hand at most. But I think this time, just for fun, sorry, I said we weren't going to do any wacky stuff, but I am interested in trying to go for this Half Joker stuff. You know, just because it's new. So let's get rid of the Lusty Joker. You know, that's not really compatible with the Half Joker. I think we keep the banner. I think, you know, there are more of these Molt Jokers than there are of the Chips Jokers. And when you get to the end of the game, when you have a lot of planet cards built up, you get a lot of your chips from your planet cards, you don't need the Chips Jokers. But at least for now, in the early game, these chips are huge. And this is highly compatible with the Half Joker here. So I'm going to keep this combo. I think with the Green Joker, I think we could do better than Green Joker. And so I'm going to get rid of the Green Joker, and I'm just going to keep rolling on Riff Raff. The main thing that I'm looking for is, like I said, at common, that's where all of the money generators are. That's where all the value generators are. And so, you know, on the stakes here, we've got the increasing cost booster packs. Maybe we'll get one of the commons that gives us, you know, tarot cards. Or, you know, if we've got, you know, no small blind reward, I am looking for some kind of value generator. Also, you know, Riff Raff itself is already a value generator. It gives you a bunch of jokers and you can just sell them. So I do want to keep Riff Raff as long as is safe, though I want to make sure I have enough scoring when it is needed. So we're good now, but that might not be true 3 rounds from now. I don't need to buy anything because I have the Riff Raff here. So we'll go next. All right, we have the option skip for $4. We'll play because we get the Riff Raff value. I do apologize that this is not necessarily a typical run. You know, typically you have to make these kind of hard decisions about what to buy, what to not buy. But because we have the Riff Raff power, we don't have to decide. We just get stuff for free. But I'll take it. A win's a win. We'll in the next video we'll have one that's a little bit more standard. All right, I don't need to sell anything except what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sell this bank card so that we go up to $20 for interest here. And I don't need the Droll Joker either, so might as well sell it now. Though there is some consideration for, you know, there's no repeat jokers, and so if I have this Droll Joker right now, when I go into the shop, it'll block the Droll Joker from spawning. There's like 60 commons, so it, you know, it doesn't matter super much, but it is, you know, one of those tiny edges that you can get. All right, let's go for a pair since we've got it, and we'll kind of, you can see we get all of the Molt, 20 from Half Joker, we get all of the chips from Banner, so it doesn't matter at all what cards we play. It's time. Let's go Banana. So we said Droll Joker we don't need. Always bet on Banana. 4 of a kind is not going to be compatible. And now, even though we only have the 1 empty slot for the Riff Raff, you know, 1 empty is fine. The blank voucher, I don't always recommend taking this necessarily, but if you can afford it, if it doesn't, you know, break your back, then go for it. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to buy this in the next round, in the next shop, after the big blind. All right, so we'll go next. Droll Joker coming back around, no problem. $2 here gives me $25 for interest. And I did draw 2 pair. I'm gonna play just a regular pair. And maybe, you know, what I'm thinking about is if we get the telescope voucher, it will reward us for having played, you know, pairs a lot. Or if we get Supernova, it'll reward us for playing pairs a lot. So we already did high card before. You could do high card again. You could try to do 3 of a kind, though it's a little bit harder to get 3 of a kind. You might have to use discards. So I'm just gonna play pairs. And this Half Joker, even though plus 20 is very powerful, we don't necessarily need to stick with it. We could always swap it out for something else. Maybe something to be concerned about is Eternals. You know, if Riff Raff gives us an Eternal Joker, that's okay. Now, first, let's go blank here. Actually, that's something that I don't know. That's something that I haven't tested super much, is whether or not Riffraff can give you Eternals. Because if this gives us commons, and it gives us the common Eternal, that would be pretty unfortunate. So maybe let's test it. You know, we'll do it for science. For you folks at home who also don't know, presumably. $28 here. Do I want to buy anything? I think we're good on scoring. You know, we just demonstrated we could get like 3,000 points. We should probably have checked the boss, you know, 10 minutes ago, but here we go. The boss is base is halved. Doesn't matter. Great. Let's go next. Save our money for interest. Drunkard is not huge, but it's not bad. You know, has some synergy with the banner. So let's go. You know, obviously 3 of a kind is worth more, but maybe I'm going to try to make pairs work. All right, 6,000 for that. Cool. We've got opportunity seed money giving us more value. More interest, sure. Let's go. Sorry, what I want to know. This is what I want to know. I want to go in here. I want to see Ante 3. Ante 3 is going to be 3,600, no problem. Between all of this stuff, Drunkard makes banner a little bit better, but not enough better that I'm, you know, attached to it. And, you know, I'm going to keep trying to get Riffraff value, and then, you know, we're going to experiment. We're going to see, can Riffraff give us Eternals? So far, though the sample size isn't super big yet, I'm thinking not. Though maybe, you know, if you've had a different experience, let me know. $33 here, we can afford. I'm going to buy this Celestial pack. Let's see, you know, maybe between all of this stuff, I am trying to make pairs work. So maybe that's the main thing I'm looking for. If pairs don't work, what is the backup going to be? And I think the backup could be, you know, maybe we get to the end of the game, maybe we get to ante 8 and, you know, just the scoring thresholds are way too high. And so, you know, our pairs or our 3 of a kind is not going to cut it. Then I think Neptune as a backup. I don't think flushes get there. Some consideration for Riffraff is only able to give us commons. Do we want to be taking things like a Buffoon pack, looking for some uncommon, looking for some X-Molt? I think eventually yes, but maybe we don't have to do that right away. Maybe after the banana goes away. So, you know, here, for example, we have a skip. We can take a rare Joker. Rare Jokers, there's a lot of them that give you X-Molt, though the ones that do give you X-Molt, you know, there's like 5 of them that are hand dependent, right? So there's one for straights, one for flushes, one for 4 of a kind or more. You know, there's only the pair and the 3 of a kind, which would help us if we're going for pairs or 3 of a kinds. So probably what I would suggest in this situation is take the rare one. So assuming we didn't have Riffraff, assuming we weren't going for this 3 of a kind build, if you wanted to just leave yourself open to all of the different possibilities, I think you take the rare here. I think you don't always take the rare, but I think this early in the run, I think you do. And I think that's because, you know, you get whatever X-Molt that you're going to get, and then you start to build around that. Whereas if you take it later, you get one that may not be compatible with what you've already done. However, since we're doing, since I'm trying to force this half Joker action, I'm not thinking that most of the rares are going to be compatible. So we'll just play, and we'll get a random Joker from Riffraff. Show me a golden Joker. That'd be nice. Close. Business card. Money when you score a face card. So for example, I could play this king and get $1. Cost me $1 to play a hand, and then I could get $1 from the business card. So actually it's not worth it. But if I get a pair of kings, that could be cool. This is going to be worth, more than 3,600 anyway. So we do know we have enough points to win the next round. The 5,400. Assuming that we have a big enough pair. Alright, business card can go. Here's a pretty decent X-Molt option. So, of all of these different X-Molt options, most of them are not going to be compatible with, the 3 or fewer with the half joker, but this one could be. All we got to do is play one club and one non-club. So any pair that contains a club, it's good, it's online. And so even though this is eternal, even though, we're stuck with this until the very end, I think this is the kind of thing that could be worth it. So I'm going to take that one. Obviously, it's not one of the stronger ones. Obviously, you want X3 if you can, but X2 is not bad either. Standard pack doesn't really matter if the thing that we're trying to do is with the half joker here and play pairs. So let's go Arcana pack, looking for strength would be good, or what is the suit changer? The moon. Didn't get there on the moon, but we got sun and star, or I think random tarot cards are going to be better. So we could spin the wheel. Alright, before we spin the wheel, we are full up on joker slots here. Though, we could lose the banana, and if we lose the banana, then we would get the riffraff back online. Though I think, now in Ante 3, I'm interested in getting rid of the riffraff anyway. I'm saying this because the Wheel of Fortune, if you didn't already know this, Wheel of Fortune and Ectoplasm and all of these, does a random thing to a joker. It's a 50-50 coin flip between either your first joker or your, earliest joker versus your latest joker, whatever the most recent joker is. And so this is going to be a 50-50 coin flip between either seeing double or it'll be riffraff. And so I want to get rid of riffraff first, and then we'll spin the wheel. Or, it ends up being neither of them. And that's fine too. World, maybe I don't need if the thing that I want to do is go for seeing double here, and so maybe I could sell it, or I'm just going to hold on to it. I don't really need the $1, and then that way it blocks the tarot from spawning. So let's go next. 5,400 if we have a big enough pair. Here's a big pair. Here's a bigger pair. So here, like I said, not too hard to find clubs. Maybe you have to discard once. Maybe you play 3 and then you get to draw a different 3. If we do get the ×2, we get 10,000. Without the ×2, we get about 5,000. Take a look here. The hook, discarding random cards. This is actually good. So if you're trying to play 5 cards, 5-card hands, this can mess you up. This always messes me up because you're not able to play garbage hands. Though with the red deck, it's a little bit easier because you have more discards. With this kind of pairs action, and with the half joker, you can play 3 cards and then get rid of 2 cards for free. It's actually a benefit. Do I want Supernova? Supernova, if I want to keep doing pairs, it's already at 6. I will say, we weren't necessarily interested in this in the past. If the thing that you're trying to do is, let's say, straights or flushes, where you're only playing 1 hand per round, and so it grows rather slowly. But if we're trying to go for pairs, you can play a lot of pairs in 1 round, 2 or 3 pairs per round, and so this would grow faster. I think I'm into this for now, though I do reserve the right to change my mind later. In contrast to Hiker, Hiker is better if you play more cards. You get the +4 chips on more cards at one time. So we'll pick up the Supernova here. We'll take the Celestial Pack looking for pairs. Venus is also not bad. You know, if we get enough Venus cards, it may be better to do that instead of pairs, or we could do a mix of both and save our money for interest here. Go next. The hook. Let's try to find some clubs. Like these clubs. And get rid of the queen. Maybe don't get rid of, maybe get rid of the 4. Oh wait, it's already 10k anyway. Nice. Banana went extinct. That's great. Interesting. So we must consider. Baron gives us times 1.5 on any king that we have held in hand. If we're playing, you know, only 1 or 2 or 3 cards at a time, then this could be good. We got a lot of extra cards left over in our hand, and we've got the paintbrush, you know, the extra hand size. We can hold more kings at one time. Though maybe something else to consider. 1, the banner wants us to not use our discards, and so maybe, you know, we're not able to discard and find our kings. So that's one consideration. 2, this times 1.5 happens before my half joker, before my supernova, and so if my base hand, my pairs is only 2x molt, or sorry, just 2 molt, or, you know, after a few planet cards we can get it up to 10 molt, then the Baron is not really going to do the thing. So if we were playing long, if we were playing into ante, you know, 15 or 16 or something like that, this Baron could be useful. But I think for right now, that's not the thing. But this could be good. Delayed gratification, another one of those that's not usually good on higher stakes because you have -1 discard. But the red deck does help with that. And so if we can win each round just playing pairs without using any discards, this will give us a lot of value. Though acknowledging in ante 4, we do have to get 10k here, and the next round's 15k, and the boss is 20k. And so with the banana, we had enough scoring. Without the banana, we might not have enough. So our supernova is only on +7. So maybe, I think without the banana, so half joker plus banana was, you know, 10,000 or something like that. So without the banana, we're scoring about half as much. I think we can still do it. I think, you know, with our 4 hands, I think we can get 10k. But in the next shop, I'm probably trading gratification for something else. And I will take the paintbrush. It's going to just generally easier to find our cards, especially if we're not using our discards. All right, do we want to skip for $15? This, remember, gives you after the boss blind. I think what we want to do is not skip because I am a little bit concerned about the scoring, and so I want to try to get value now rather than value in the future. So show me a shop. Okay, this needs to score a club and a non-club, which is not currently the technology that I have. So let's play a pair just to get rid of it. As long as I get 2 hands that have the clubs, then we'll be fine. We'll see. Okay, well, that was 4k, even without the clubs. And then with the clubs, that's 9k. Okay. Now I'm feeling a little bit better. Flower pot is not the thing. You know, requires us to play at least 4 cards. By the way, if you didn't know this, a wild card, you know, of course, wild card counts as any suit, but wild card only counts as 1 card. And so this flower pot does require you to play at least 4 cards. Even if they're all wild, you still have to play 4 different cards because each one only counts as 1. at a time. All right, Celestial Pack, we got the money. Pairs, we can level up. You know, it's not a huge level up here, just +1 molt and 15 chips, but every little bit helps. Do I want an 8-ball? Going to be better in the situations where you are using your discard, you are using your digging. And so if in ante 4, I'm only able to have 1 value joker between 8-ball and delayed gratification, I think delayed gratification is going to be a little bit easier to get value out of. Now, do I want to use my money on a reroll here? I think we just demonstrated in the previous round that we're good on scoring, and so the main thing that you would reroll for are jokers, and I think I don't need that yet, so we'll save our money for future booster packs. Big blind here, we've got a pair of 5s, and I can throw away a 7. So because we're only able to play 3 cards at a time, if we're using the half joker, make sure that you know, whatever extras you want to throw them away. If I needed another pair, here I've got a pair of 6s. If I needed another club, here I've got a 10 of clubs that maybe I can try to pair in the future. 10K for that is about what we were expecting. With the 6s here, you know, maybe slightly more than 4K. Okay, we got 5K. You know, now the supernova is leveling up. Okay, Droll Joker again. Eternal this time. Bummer. Jumbo? Sure. Mercury? Sure. Now do we want to reroll? Reroll once. Standard pack? What's gonna get me better expected value? Standard pack, add a random card to the deck. A card that I'm not gonna discard for a card that I'm probably not gonna see. Or let's go reroll one time. Aha! If you haven't already seen the high card run, this is the technology right here. So this is, you know, you play a hand and then all future hands of that same type get ×3, and so it's, if you're playing high card, of course you just play high card back to back. This maybe you play pairs, it's not too hard to play pairs. So I do want this. What am I willing to give up for this? Supernova's on 11. So, you know, right now this is all of our molt, and this is a third of our molt. Right, so this is 2/3 and this is 1/3 of our molt. Do I want to lose the banner? Do I want to lose the delayed gratification, right? You know, we're going to Ante-5. Ante-5 is going to require us to score more points. I think we can afford to lose the supernova. It's common, so it could come back around later, right? It is retroactive. It does count all of the hands that you've played deep into the past. So let's get rid of supernova. Let's take the card sharp. There is some slight greed here. I'm going to acknowledge some slight greed with trying to keep the delayed gratification, but I think card sharp and seeing double, this combination is already strong enough that we can afford to be a little bit greedy. And then, you know, maybe in Ante-5 we'll be looking to replace the delayed gratification. Devil gives me $3 right away. It pays for itself, though I don't expect I will see the gold card too often. Hearts debuffed, no problem. So we got a pair of kings here. I think for the gold card, let's make it a jack. Why not? I'll tell you why not. Because there's the face card bosses, right? So let's make it a non-face card. Let's make it a low card. Let's make it a 3. Alright, we'll go kings, discarding a 4. Ship it. Ah, that was a misplay. Honestly, that was a misplay. So remember, card sharp is only active on your second hand, right? You play one hand and then it's active on the second hand. And so what you want to do is you want to play a pair that doesn't have a club first. And then your second hand, you want to play the pair that does have a club. And so we get both of these at the same time. We get ×6 instead of just ×3. So that's okay. Because I think with a pair, even though it doesn't have clubs, I think the card sharp will score us enough points. So let's keep our clubs, discarding an 8 here. And then there, 12,000. So we know, okay, even without seeing double, we can play the first pair is 4,000, the second pair is 12,000. If we go into the collection here, to get 25,000, that's 3 pairs. And if we play 3 pairs, then we get all of the delayed gratification money, makes up for playing extra hands. Ooh, this is cool. I'm into that. I mean, you knew that. You know, okay, you get an extra joker slot as free. Of course, you got to take it. The question is, what do we want to do with our extra joker slot? Let's go Celestial Pack, looking for pairs. Pluto, Mercury will take pairs. Then, and I do want to demonstrate here, even though pairs start low, even though they started at just 10 chips, now we got up to 55. And as this gets higher, as we get higher level pairs, this banner stays the same, right? It still gives you the same 120 chips. So this banner is getting weaker each time. And then eventually maybe we can trade it out for some X-Molt. I don't need to reroll here. This business card is probably not. If I buy this for $4, then I can sell it for $2. So it cost me $2 to invest in a business card. Probably not going to pay out. And so we'll just go next. $16 for a skip here. I think we get more money from playing it, right? Because we have the delayed gratification. Also, I know I can get 25,000. I'm not entirely convinced that I can get 37,000. I'm not convinced. Do we have a pair? We don't. If we don't have a, well, I mean, we do have the 8s, but I did, I said, try to get this as our second pair instead of our first pair. And so what I'm going to do, actually, all of this stuff here, I'm going to play it just to discard it. Now that we've done that, now we're fully online. So we can go, I'm going to go kings and 10 because I only have 2 10s left. So pair just to activate the card sharp, and now that the card sharp is active, we can go 8s and throw away this ace. And then now with the ×3, and since we were patient, since we waited and got the ×2 from the seeing double, that's going to be 30,000 instead of, what was it? 12,000. Cool. Arcana packs here. Sure, why not? Mostly the thing that I'm looking for is money, I guess. Hangman, card removal. Strength, makes it easier to get pairs. Moon, maybe? So we got Hangman, I said I could be into. Death, to make a copy. Could make a copy of, one of our clubs. So I think if I had 2 cards of the same rank, here's 2 6s, then Hangman, you get rid of 2 cards of the same rank. That makes it easier to make pairs. But since I have Death, since I have the option to make another club, I think I'm going to make another club. And I think the way that we do that is, let's take a 6, of the clubs that we have, that's the highest one, and we'll turn a 2 into a 6. Next, we can afford another Arcana pack. $12 refund on the Temperance. You know, we spent $10 on this booster pack, so you know, I'd like to get some kind of value out of it. Let's see here, some other options. We could go Strength, I said. Strength would make it easier if I hit these queens into kings. That would be easier to find our pairs. So I think I am most interested in that. All right, do we want to re-roll, or can we get this 37,000? Can we get that? I think we can. All we need is one pair with clubs and any other 3 hands. So here's a pair without clubs, which is a little bit concerning. We took out a 2, so I'll throw away the 2 here. We got plenty of clubs. All we got to do is draw a pair. Well, when I said a pair, I didn't mean this pair. I think play it while you got it. Looking to pair these clubs. And okay, here we got the pair of 10s. That's it. That combination just happens to be 48,000. So, you know, here to get 50,000. First hand face down. Oh no. That's actually tragic. Alright, I gotta think about that one. Alright. Let's try to find some more scoring potential. Something that's a little bit more stable than what we have going on right now. Mystic Summit, normally very powerful. Not compatible with Banner. Superposition, of course, requiring us to make straights, not what we're into right now. Let's re-roll once, looking for jokers. Square, 4 cards instead of 3 cards, I think is not going to work. Supernova, though. So Supernova is equal to half joker, right? This is going to be a plus 20 if we're playing pairs. And so let's do this. I think Supernova, 20 molt now, and then potentially higher in the future. Even though it's eternal, I think this is fine. I think this is fine. And if that's the case, let's try, you know, between these two, if I have both, here's 1 and here's times 2, here's times 2 again, here's times 3 again. Do I want to invest in a square joker? Maybe it's a little bit late for square joker, right? We're on ante 5. I think square joker is not going to be it. So I'm going to save my money for interest. Go next. Can we win this without discarding? I guess we'll find out. All right, you tell me where's the pair? If I take this and I go suit. What if I take this and I go suit? So, I think these are different suits. What information does that give me? I don't know. I do know this though. I've got, you know, extra kings here. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't need this to score. What I need this is to have a pair. I need to activate my card sharp. I'm not trying to do half joker. So just show me a pair. Yes. No. Wait a second. Show me a pair. Wait. Let's go. This is 3 to 2 here, right? So in here, there's a pair in here, for sure. if we were in an emergency situation, you could use the world. You use the tarot cards. We showed this last time. When you use the tarot cards, it turns the face cards, or it turns the face down cards over so you can see them. Though, you know, you don't want to accidentally get rid of your clubs. Is this the run? Is this the time where we actually want the magic trick? I think the answer is no. I think, you know, like I said, if we're not using any discards, we're not going to see the card anyway. You know, except this gold card seems to be magnetic. It seems to keep showing up. Vampire with the X-Molt? Yes. If I have Vampire, do I need half Joker? Controversial. I think, you know, we just hit the 50k, so I think we don't need the half Joker. I want to keep the delayed gratification a little bit longer, as long as I can. As long as I can keep surviving, I'm going to keep the delayed gratification. And let's see here. Now, do I want the standard packs to try to look for enhancements for the vampire? Yes. Or do I want a $13 Mega Celestial Pack? $13 to get +1 Molt on my pairs? No. Let's go Jumbo Standard. Alright, what are we looking for? We got kings. Here's another king. Also happens to be a king of clubs. This is probably the best thing that we could have gotten. Let's save our money. I have a feeling we're gonna need it. Do we want to take $40? Alright, it's all been building up to this. All these times we passed on the garbage tag, we've been dunking on it, we say, oh, this tag is garbage. Now's the time. The one time you do the no discards run, it's $40. I will acknowledge, though, we are taking a risk here. We are now having to score 75,000. We're going to need some very special pairs in order to make that happen. But since we have Supernova instead of the half Joker, now I don't have to play 3 cards. I can use my hands as discards. So, though it is risky, I am feeling confident. Maybe hubris. Let's find out. Let's play 9s as a pair to activate the card sharp. Let's play jacks are now fully online. I think I want the extra discard for security. So maybe we throw away the gold card. Yes. We do get the activation on the vampire. We draw the pair of 6s. Yes. Yes, it's all coming together. Alright. I'm not gonna pretend that wasn't sketchy, but you know. Never punished. And it's banana time. Alright. If we got the banana, do we need the banner? So banner is, right now it's 120 chips, right? And if we go, you know, here pairs 55. So this banner is kind of, I guess it's a little bit more than a ×3, right? If this gives us plus 200%, that's the same as a ×3. Do we keep the delayed gratification? Sell the banner? All right. I think delayed gratification. I think we've been greedy enough. So here's the actual safe thing the correct thing to do is to sell the delayed gratification. Question: do we open the buffoon pack? I think the answer is no. I think for $9, what Joker would we even replace? You know, we already have the banana. There's nothing better than this, and so I don't need this buffoon pack. Do I need a celestial pack? Yeah, maybe. Mercury again? We should have sold the banner. I knew it the whole time. You should have talked me out of it. We should have sold the banner. All right, Do we want to roll here? Again, you know, this question of if I roll, what am I looking for? And I think the main thing that I'm looking for is going to be tarot cards, enhancements for my vampire. Also, planet cards. I want Mercury, but you know, there's like 9 planet cards, so you don't always get the one that you want. I'm not looking for jokers at all. I'm looking for standard packs, actually, for the vampire value. So I'm going to save my money. I'm going to save $87. Go next. Tooth here. Okay. Here's a pair of 7s. Do I need to keep this many kings? I think we can throw 1 king. What I would like to do is pair my clubs, right? So we don't need a lot of pairs, we just need the right pairs. And so what we're going to do is we're going to discard a king here. I forgot. It cost me. It cost me a lot of money to do that. Can we get away with you know, just this pair? So, you know, the first pair was 20,000. This one's going to be ×2 and ×3, so it's going to be plenty. So we can get away with just 2 cards. Okay. That's 160,000. All right, we got the technology now. Clearance sale, yes. I did say with the clearance sale, the cost reduction happens first, and then, you know, this higher stakes, you know, plus money per ante, that happens after. And so you saw the standard packs, they were $10, now $9, because, you know, starting at 4 goes down $1 and then plus up to 9, which stinks, honestly. But I am looking for, you know, any kind of card enhancement to level up my vampire. Could be a kind of big deal, to be honest, kind of big deal. Stone card or glass card. So remember, you can't do glass cards because vampire will turn it off. Maybe this stone card. Again, this will not give us the plus 50 chips. It won't, you know, do stone card stuff. But it is, you know, enhanced card for vampire. And these I know for sure are not hearts, but this has a 1 in 4 chance. Or sorry, these are not clubs, but this has a chance to be clubs. So I'm going to take the stone card. Also has a chance to be, I don't know, a king. Standard pack again. Okay. These are kind of the same, right? You know, as long as we have vampire, then any enhancement is just an enhancement. So I will take a jack of clubs since it's clubs. And do we want to reroll? I think now, okay, we're in ante 7. We've got a nice amount of money here, so I think we can afford a couple rerolls. So maybe reroll once now and then once in the next shop. Do I want the juggler? The juggler makes it easier for us to find our hands. I think since we're just playing pairs, you know, not too ambitious, we don't need that technology. I would like maybe some better chips that don't require this. No discards is kind of annoying, to be honest. Mercury, yes. Moon, very much so. Thank you. Go next. Do we want the handy tag? Do we want to pick up 30 bucks? I think the answer is yes. 135k, this we can definitely do. We got banana power now. So 30 bucks, we can take it. Mega standard, I think we don't want. We're not yet ready for this. We're not yet ready for 180,000. Alright, what am I looking at? I don't see any pairs. So maybe I play these to get rid of them. I think I'm going to use a discard, as controversial as that is. So remember, okay, we got 80 chips on pairs, and then this is giving us 40 chips for each discard. So this reduces my score by 20% if I discard. I think that's what we got to do in order to find our pairs. I'm going to throw away a 4 too. I have a lot of kings, and so throwing away this 4 gives me a better chance of getting a pair by getting a king. I don't need a lot of clubs, I just need a few clubs in order to get my seeing double online. And we have moon as a safety net. Alright, we got there on the 6s. We threw away an 8, so we can go ahead and throw away this 8. We have the glass king. Maybe I want to try to keep the king to pair it. So how about this? I'll throw these away. I forgot that's just our first pair, so we didn't get the card sharp value, but we would get the card sharp value on this one. We are light on 6s. We are done with 8s, and maybe I'll throw away a 5. Nice. Moon in case of emergencies. Alright. Now, we said the Baron that gave us the thing for having the kings, and now we got a ton of kings, but, I want to remind you that the Baron multiplies this times 1.5 on the 7 before Supernova happens. But for queens, this plus 13 mult could be kind of good, though maybe it's too late for this particular build, because we've got just the 2 queens. Oh well. Celestial pack looking for Mercury. How about 4 of a kind instead? Doesn't really matter. We do have the money, so we'll go 1 reroll. Maybe 2 rerolls. That's fine. Again, with the Buffoon pack, there's not really jokers that we're looking for. We're looking for consumables in the shop. So I'm just going to go next. Hand size -1. No problem. Okay, so I did get a pair. And I will play the pair. Maybe I'll throw away these. $60K. Here's the pair powered up. I'll throw away the ace. If we need another pair, we can get a king. Nice. 250,000. That'll be enough to beat the final boss. We do have the telescope. Absolutely. Good thing we played all these pairs. Also, a good thing we played all these pairs powering up our Supernova. There were a couple situations where we could have played 3 of a kind, could have played high card, but we stuck with it with the pairs. Alright, since we have the money, we'll go Arcana first. Do I want a random joker? Do I want a $20 refund on my, $15 booster pack? Strength, I think, does make it easier to make pairs, right? And so, let's take a look here. Maybe more queens to make more pairs. We've got 6s and we've got jacks. So a 5 could become a 6. And if that's the case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these queen, 6, 5. I'm going to use the moon now. So I said, we could keep the moon, hold on to it in case of emergencies. Though, as long as we're holding on to the moon cannot spawn. And so, if I want to possibly get a second moon, I have to use this one first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the moon, and then that way we've got the kings and 6s with the extra clubs. Alright, so we've got a bunch of 6s of clubs that we can try to pair. We've got a bunch of kings. Nice. And now this Mega Arcana, 5 cards, has a better chance of possibly having the moon. Maybe before we open it, let's re-roll one time if there's another tarot card that we want to block duplicates. Jimbo, that's not the thing. That's not the move. One more. Riffraff, we could get rid of the banner. I think that's all right. All right, so we did get the Mega Death option here. All right. Do I want the refund money, the $20? Or, so would you rather have wheel, $20? I'd rather have the $20. Would I rather have $20 or, you know, planet cards? Even if you get the one that you want, even if you get the Mercury, how much is the Mercury worth to you? You know, it's not that big. So I'm going to take the money. Would I rather have Hermit or Death? I would rather have Death. So I'm going to go Hermit first, Death second, and then, you know, there's always that 1 in 20 chance you end up with a Fool at some point. I think we make, here's the Jack, that's the enhanced Jack, so we make a second Jack. That seems like great value to me. And we will save our money, even though we've got $80 here, we do have the expensive booster packs. So we'll save our money for booster packs in the next 2 shops. Go next. Now do I want a rare Joker? The answer before was no. The answer now is also no. Oh, this is perfect here. So we got the 10s. Ship the 10s, and then activate our card sharp, use the clubs on the seeing double. Okay, we've got kings. Sorry, did I say 10s? I meant kings. So we got the kings here, we got the extra 6s, a lot of 6s in the deck, so we'll throw away the 10s and the 4s. Maybe I don't need to throw away the jacks since I have extra jacks. Maybe this is fine. Maybe this is better. Ship it. I know we threw away all the clubs and we're trying to find clubs, but I mean, we got plenty of points. All right. Let's go Celestial, Mega Celestial. Maybe before I do that, I'll re-roll looking for a planet card. Bloodstone is pretty decent. Oh, actually, I'll tell you this. You know, one of the Discord user, one of my Discord friendos, he actually calculated with this. You know, it's a 1 in 3 chance you get the ×2 mult, and so if you play 5 cards, kind of on average, it comes out to about a ×4. Something to think about, but not going to be it for us. So let's go next. Is it too late for consolation? Is it too late for more X-Molt? I think, yeah, probably, right? It's gotta be too late, right? Though it'd be a pretty good thumbnail if we took it, right? Yeah, I think it's too late on consolation. And also, you know, here we've got the option, we can take the +3 hand size. Skip here makes it, you know, easier for us to find our hands, easier for us to take on the boss. This 1,000,000 points here, that's a little bit concerning, right? That's kind of spooky. And so we gotta roll pretty good in order to beat that. If I want to take the constellation, I would have to get rid of Banner. And right now Banner is like ×2.5. Can I get consolation to more than 2.5? No. But I might be required to use my discards. That's kind of spooky. It's a gamble. I think in order to get 1,000,000 points, I think I need another shop. And if I get another shop, maybe I have a better chance of leveling up this constellation. I need this constellation to reach ×2. I need to get 10 planet cards with $80. That seems tough. Honestly, that seems super tough. We can't do it. We can't do it. Abstract Joker is not going to be the thing. Celestial pack here for Mercury. Okay, that's huge. I really need more of that. 1,000,000 points is so tough, especially if we're playing only pairs. As a backup, maybe 3 of a kind. I'm going to reroll one more time. This is 50 chips. That's not going to do it. All right, we need something. We need something. 10s, 2, 3s we don't need. 6s we have extras of. 7 we don't need. Here's a pair. Get things online. All right, so let's test the waters here. We have 3 hands to get to 1,000,000, and so we could go pair of 6s with a 2. We can go get rid of an 8 and a 9. So that's 260,000, right? So it takes 4 of those, except we don't have 4 of those. We only have 4 hands, but Card Sharp is only active for the second hand and forward. So we need a lot. I don't know what we need specifically, but we do need a lot. Mercury helps. Now Banner is weaker, so now Banner is less than a ×2, right? If our chips are 130, this is less than ×2. So maybe another ×2, maybe give me that constellation pack. Standard pack. As far as expected value, let's say you get a random enhanced card. Let's say it's definitely a clubs card, and we can make the vampire a little bit bigger. Is that better than re-rolling? I think yes. It's a jumbo, so we do have options. So here's clubs, and it's enhanced, though we are light on 2s, right? We've used up our 2s, only 3 2s in the deck. We could, kind of the safe-ish pick is to pick up another jack. Makes it easier for us to get our pairs. I think I'm going to take this because it's enhanced. I think we need more scoring, more so than we need the consistency. Though consistency is scoring. If you don't get your clubs, you lose. We do need to get really lucky with the draws. All right, this is too small. The bones. Wait a second. All right. This says all we got to do is get to 250,000. We've done it. We've done it. All right. This is for all you believers out there. This is for all you who don't know about Señor Huesos. We got the brainstorm. We could go banana. Oh yeah, it's banana time. So with the banana, we don't need huesos. But I've never done it before. I've never needed it. I've never, you always score enough points. This never happens. All right, vampire, get out of here. It's time. I mean, we will go banana, but we'll also go huesos. All right, Violet Vessel, get out of here. Very large blind. Very large, my butt. Here, let's go pair kings. Get the activation. All right, we're online. It's time to go. It's time to go Super Saiyan. Let's go. I'll keep the 6. I'll keep the pair of aces. So we'll ship the 7s. That was, 200,000. That's kind of what we were expecting, right? About 200,000. Get rid of an 8, get rid of a 2 here. We're light on 4s. We would score way more if I did this, or is that true? I guess this is kind of awkward, right? Brainstorm has to copy the leftmost one, and so this happens first, and then Supernova happens after. And so, you know, this ×3 on my 11 here. Is it better to do Supernova? No, this got to be better, right? Because if this is better. So it would either be this configuration, right? Or it would be this configuration. Because you get the plus mults first. Yep. 6s, ship it. That's my last hand. And just like that, with 600,000 points, we beat the Violet Vessel. Alright folks, we'll see what we feel like next time. But we will be continuing on with the gold stakes on different decks. Maybe a deck we haven't played with at all yet. Alright, take care everyone.